Hi, and welcome back to Scratch. Today we're going to make a Hawaiian pizza. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and share this recipe. For this, we'll need 1 1/4 cups bread flour, 1/4 cup of cornmeal, 1 teaspoon sugar, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of yeast, 3/4 cups of warm water, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 1/2 cups of mozzarella, a half cup marinara sauce, 3 to 4 slices pineapple, and 2 ounces of Canadian bacon. First, we'll proof our yeast by adding 1 teaspoon each sugar and yeast to our warm water. The water should be about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll let this sit for 10 minutes to bloom. After the yeast is proofed, we'll combine 1 1/4 cups bread or all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup cornmeal, and 1 teaspoon salt in a bowl and whisk these ingredients together. Then we'll add a tablespoon of olive oil and our water and yeast and stir to make a sticky dough. Once the dough forms, we'll flour both our hands and the dough ball and mix by hand until the outer surface of the dough is coated in flour. Then we'll spray the dough and bowl with cooking spray so the dough doesn't stick while it rises. Afterwards, we'll allow the dough to rise for about an hour or until it has doubled in bulk. It's been about an hour and our dough has doubled in size. One of the first things we're going to do is dust this with just a little bit of flour and kind of punch it down. Then we're going to dust our work surface with some additional all-purpose flour and start to roll out our dough. Once you've rolled out your pizza dough to approximately a 10 to 12 inch round, we'll transfer this to our pizza pan by folding it into quarters to make it easier to move, placing it on the pizza pan, and shaping the dough to fit. There's no need to spray the pizza pan because the cornmeal in the crust is going to prevent it from sticking. Also at this point, that if you'd like, you can roll over one edge of the pizza dough to create a rim. Now we're going to cover this back with a kitchen towel and allow it to sit 30 minutes for a second rise. While we're waiting on our pizza crust to rise a second time, we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 375 degrees, and we'll bake our pineapple slices to dry them out, otherwise they'll be too wet for the pizza. Once the oven is finished preheating, we're going to put these in for about 20 minutes. It's been 20 minutes, and our pineapple is now dry, so we're going to remove it from the oven and let it cool while we assemble the rest of the pizza. It's been 30 minutes, and the pizza dough has finished with its second rise, so we're going to add a half cup of marinara sauce right to the middle, and then we'll spread it with a ladle. After spreading our tomato sauce, we'll add about half of our cheese, then we'll top it with a layer of Canadian bacon. Well, we're using a 1.5 cups of cheese and about 2 ounces of Canadian bacon. The amount of toppings you put on it is purely up to you. After we top it with Canadian bacon, we'll go ahead and rip apart our pineapple slices and add those to the pizza. Then we'll add our remaining cheese and preheat our oven to 500 degrees. The oven has finished preheating to 500 degrees, so we'll place our pizza in there and allow it to bake for 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes, and our pizza looks to be just about done, so we're going to remove it from the oven and let it cool for a few minutes before serving. And remember, if you like the content, please subscribe.